Welcome back to my channel. I am Barker, and yes, this desk is a real mess at the moment. I was not really planning to record anything today, to be honest. And I was just sitting here repairing some blasters when I started working on this Mega Cycloshock. And I thought to myself, this might make a very cool video to share with some of my subscribers. And so I started the recording. So if you're wondering what's wrong with this Mega Cycloshock, to be honest, I don't know at this stage. The symptoms of it is that when it fires, some of the darts shoot a proper distance, it's got good compression, and others do not, and like land a meter in front of you. So there's definitely a seal problem somewhere here in the plunger tube area somewhere. So it's a bit of an investigation. So where does this blaster come from, you may ask? Well, this blaster comes from Spykids here in Cape Town. It was rented out and we are suspecting that it got dropped in the swimming pool. That's no proof, we're just suspecting it. And we suspect that the water got into the plunger tube area and now we don't have a proper seal, and we suspect that the silicone, or what you call it, the grease lubricant in there has washed out or something, because the blaster is not performing as expected. But this is an investigation. We at this stage we don't know, so you're more than happy just to watch me sit here and open it up and see what the hell's going on. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, it's open. As you can see, a lot of dirt in here. We want to get to this guy. It's really dirty. Wonder if this was the same way as this Rattle strong arm. Should just hook out, I suspect. Okay, it's a little bit more complex. Check it out. You can see it's made of much more durable plastic. Oh, well, not thicker plastic, I should rather say, than the disruptors. Okay. Does this thing come loose? Okay, yeah, this I'm not sure what it is, but definitely something going on here with this plunger head. It's very damaged. I didn't expect the O-ring to be so thin, but I've never opened one like this before. This thing's really dirty. I need to get a cloth. This blaster definitely has seen better days. If you look close, you can see there's like a white coloring everywhere inside the blaster on the plastic. I suspect that is chlorine. You can see that this, I think this is the catch spring, is actually rusted. I went to my local hardware store, which is the Boulders, and I couldn't find a rubber or a silicone grease. But after doing a bit of research, I found that I've got one here, which is for marine, and I found that um, it is it can work for on rubber and silicone. It won't actually eat the plastic away, and it won't damage the O-ring either. Right, so lots of warnings about me not allowed to touch it. Let's see what I can do about that. So, okay, just got a piece of paper towel, and I'm actually going to put the grease onto it. Now, when you work with grease, you have to be careful of not putting too much on. Like I might be putting on too much already. Oh, so much for not touching the stuff. So the reason we're putting grease onto the plunger head here is we want a good seal, but we also want it to be able to move freely within the tube. So I'm just going to apply a little bit in the inside of it as well. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, it's not really sealing very well, is it? Really do a better job. But obviously, as soon as you press in, then you can see it goes all the way. So it technically only has compression in this last third of the plunger tube. You see? Oh, fail. Here's an example. But when I press it, it goes in. Gonna try and add a little bit more grease, see if that gives us a better seal towards the back. Okay, so this time I applied quite a bit. Because I'm going to use the plunger head to push the actual grease deeper into the tube. And you can see immediately we're starting to get a seal at a little bit at a higher level, yeah. And now it's starting to look better. Look at that. Okay. Ha! My wife just popped in. Gave me one of these, bar one, for a 25-hour day. Isn't that nice of her? I know, you can't have any. Okay. In essence, this is just a bigger version with better parts, more sturdier parts than one of these disruptors or strong arms. I really wish they would make these priming handles better. If you look at the way that they've constructed these priming handles in the Cycloneshock, you can see that it's a much better design than the design they've got on the strong arm and the disruptor. You can see here in the strong arm, they all break off over there, all of them. And if you watch any of my previous videos, you'll see how I go about repairing it, like you see here. But it could all be avoided by just doing some proper engineering from their side. Okay. Now to get it all back together. Before I do that, so I'll apply a bit of Miss Min here. Okay, so as I mentioned, I don't have any Megas with me, so I can't actually test Mega. But I should be able to test all of these smaller dart holes. It's a real nice blaster. I should get one myself. Okay, now oh, where's the dog? And there you go. This blaster is fixed now. It's got a much better performance from what I can see visually. Unfortunately, I don't have any accelerometers or any other way of testing it at this stage. Maybe sometime later when I actually start to make some money from YouTube. But yeah, thanks for joining me. It was awesome. And I hope that you maybe learned as much as I did. Cheers.